Your Excellency, Archbishop Vigneron, University of Detroit Mercy Board of Trustees Chairman John Lewis, Vice Chair Sister Rosita Schiller, other members of the UDM Board of Trustees, Father Tim Kosicki, Sister Judith Fricker, Bishop Murray, Attorney General Schutte, Deputy Mayor Lewis, my two immediate predecessors, Father Jerry Stockhausen and Sister Maureen Fay, members of the Religious Sisters of Mercy and the Society of Jesus, many other women and members of the clergy, distinguished UDM faculty and staff, alumni and alumni of University of Detroit, Mercy College of Detroit, and University of Detroit Mercy, friends and major benefactors of University of Detroit Mercy, and most importantly, the persons for whom we are here for every day and evening, the undergraduate, graduate, and professional students of UDM. Good afternoon. Thank you. I want to thank everyone on the dais who has brought me greetings and gifts. I am not only flattered by your remarks, but I'm also humbled by the responsibility you have entrusted to me. And I pledge to work diligently so that our aspirations for University of Detroit Mercy's next level of greatness are realized. I also offer my special thanks to my colleagues and trustees who are members of the Inauguration and Planning Steering Committees. You have devoted many hours and days and months over the last several months to make today's and this week's activities exciting and enjoyable. And you have done an even better job of keeping secrets and surprises from me. Before I begin my formal remarks, I want to acknowledge several individuals, particularly longtime friends, colleagues, and family members who have joined us today. And I want to start by also welcoming Congressman Conyers and also Congressman Peters today as well. Now, I cannot mention everyone by name because I do have a time limit, and I do want to recognize as many of the groups of individuals as possible. Others I will mention tonight. I want to welcome my fellow college presidents from around the country with special greetings to presidents of the 16 Sisters of Mercy colleges and universities and the 28 Jesuit colleges and universities. Detroit Public Schools Emergency Financial Manager Roy Roberts and his wife, and also superintendents, presidents, principals, administrators, and teachers of parochial, public, and independent schools. Elected and appointed state, county, and local officials of the state of Michigan, my longtime mentor, Dr. Percy Pierre of Michigan State University and his wife, Olga, my doctoral advisor, Dr. David W. Johnson of the University of Minnesota, my former board members from Howard and Gannon University, Cornell Moore and his wife, Wenda, and also Tom Loftus from Gannon University, who also is here with his wife and who is also coincidentally, not so coincidentally I should say, a graduate of University of Detroit. Also here are my former students whom I taught at Holy Comforter St. Cyprian Elementary School, Howard University, Xavier University of Louisiana, and Gannon University, including two of them who were my student workers, and they still come for something like this. Some of my classmates also from St. Augustine's High School and the Josephite Minor and Major Seminaries, a few of my past supervisors and colleagues from the U.S. Department of Education back in 1977, as well as faculty and staff colleagues from Xavier University of Louisiana, Howard University, and Gannon University. And I thank President Ed Blues of the Association of Independent Colleges and Universities of Michigan for being here. Also here as my guests are President Rick Lagon of the Association of Governing Boards and his wife Fran, and also President John Walda of the National Association of Colleges and University Business Officers and his wife Martha. And let me also acknowledge my wife Carol, who has been mentioned earlier today, and who has happily made this journey with me, and whom I have taught how to stay up late over the last 19 years. Several members of her family are also here today. And then there is my not-so-small family, who has traveled from Houston, New Orleans, St. Paul, Minnesota, Atlanta, Alexandria, Virginia, Los Angeles, Oakland, and St. Louis, and I sure hope I haven't missed anyone. This group includes my sister Deborah and my 4 brothers, Arnold, Amadei, Alvin, and Chris, and some of their children and grandchildren. The children and grandchildren of my late brother Augustin and my sister Alfreda's 2 daughters, my Aunt Teresa and my cousins from California, and my 4 Detroit cousins who I have lived here since 1944 and whom I must confess I met for the first time when I came to Detroit. Their grandmother and my grandfather were sister and brother, and they are just a few years older than me, if you know what I mean. Several of their adult sons and daughters are joining them today, and they coincidentally spent a lot of time on this campus when they were younger, because their grandmother, Clotilde Smith, my cousin Emil's mother-in-law, and his wife Jean's mother, was the head chef at the Jesuit residence, Lansing Riley, for more than 30 years. With all of these Detroit relatives, I can say that I am at home at UDM and in this city. The Lord truly does work in mysterious ways. This ceremony is a perfect moment to celebrate 3 notable Catholic institutions of higher education. University of Detroit, established in 1877 by the Society of Jesus, Mercy College of Detroit, founded in 1941 by the Religious Sisters of Mercy, and University of Detroit Mercy, formed in 1990 through the consolidation of University of Detroit and Mercy College of Detroit. Because University of Detroit and Mercy College of Detroit have rich histories dating back to their founding in the 19th and 20th centuries, respectively, I decided to share just a little of their early beginnings so you can see how similar the purposes of the Jesuits and Sisters of Mercy were when they founded these 2 institutions. Today's inauguration ceremonies on April 13th, 2012, also have an unexpected but very interesting historical coincidence. And here's the reason why. Exactly 8 days and 135 years ago, Bishop Casper H. Borges, Bishop of Detroit, and Very Reverend Thomas O'Neill, S.J., Provincial of the Missouri Province of the Society of Jesus, signed an agreement that began the development of University of Detroit on April 5th, 1877. That document conveyed to Father O'Neill and the Jesuit province parcels of land familiar to most Detroiters, and it also came with a perpetual responsibility. Saints Peter and Paul Cathedral downtown, the pastoral residence next door, other adjacent buildings between Larned and Jefferson Avenues, and last but not least, parochial charge of the parish and parishioners of Saints Peter and Paul. But the transfer of property came with the following condition from Bishop Borges, and I read just a little bit of that document. On condition that Provincial Father O'Neill and his successors shall establish and maintain in the city of Detroit a college or school for the education of youth. But if at any time the Jesuit Provincial or any one of his successors in the office should deem it necessary or advisable to change the location of the college or school and establish it on some other part of the city of Detroit, Bishop Borges hereby grants permission and authority to build a church near the new college or school when such change shall be decided upon or effected, and to organize there a parish. End of quote. Looking back on this agreement 135 years later, the Jesuits not only fulfilled their promises to Bishop Borges, but I have to say that they exceeded his wishes. And here is why. The Jesuits not only began Detroit College, which was originally a high school that expanded into a college in 1879 on Jefferson Avenue, but they have also continued the high school, known today as U of D Jesuit High School, a little more than 2 miles away from here, and its president, Father Kaiser, is here. Additionally, in 1922, the Jesuits bought what was then known as the Harkey Farmhouse and converted it into Jesuit Chapel, which was then located on the corner of Livernois and 6 Mile Road. The establishment of Jesuit Chapel, the precursor of today's Jesuit Church, where Mass was celebrated this morning by Archbishop Vigneron, was in anticipation of and in compliance with the terms of the agreement 45 years earlier between Bishop Borges and Father O'Neill, whereby if the college moved from downtown, a church would have to be built and a parish established. Thus, Father John McNichols, the 13th president of the university, acquired the initial 30 acres of land that we are on today in 1921 to begin the development of this campus that was later named in his honor. In further fulfillment of the April 5, 1877 agreement, the Jesuits continue to maintain Saints Peter and Paul Parish downtown, in addition to Jesuit Parish, U of D Jesuit High, and 3 UDM campuses on more than 91 acres. Bishop Borges' dream has indeed been fulfilled by the Jesuits, and they and UDM are as committed to this community and the city of Detroit today as they have been over the last 135 years. The Religious Sisters of Mercy's commitment to the city of Detroit is equally strong, and their early beginnings here and their establishment of Mercy College of Detroit echo a similar history. In 1929, Mother Mary Carmelita Hartman was the first Mother General of the amalgamation of 39 of 60 Sisters of Mercy mother houses into 45 congregations. The local Sisters of Mercy were a part of the Cincinnati province. But as the Detroit area of the Sisters of Mercy nearly doubled in size between 1929 and 1940, Mother Mary Manning, the Detroit provincial, persuaded her Cincinnati provincial, Mother Hartman, to petition Rome to begin a separate province of Detroit. Receiving that approval in 1940, 63 years after the University of Detroit began, Mother Manning established the Sisters of Mercy's Detroit province at Southfield and West Outer Drive for the same educational purposes as the Jesuits. And barely a year later, on September 8, 1941, Mercy College of Detroit, under the leadership of Sister Mary Patricia Garvey as its first president, was founded to prepare young women for careers in nursing and teaching. And only 4 years later, in 1945, Our Lady of Mercy High School was established on the same campus of Mercy College and the mother house of the Detroit province. Mercy High School, with its motto of educating women who make a difference, still flourishes today, just as U of D Jesuit High does, with its nearly 5 centuries old Jesuit educational goal, Men for Others. Over time, Mercy College of Detroit grew in numbers of students and academic programs to be a comprehensive coeducational liberal arts college. And University of Detroit likewise expanded its student body and increased its extensive list of undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees. As I reflect on the histories of University of Detroit and Mercy College of Detroit, it reminds me, and I hope you also, that the Jesuits and Sisters of Mercy had a single purpose, namely to provide the highest quality Catholic education to young men and women in the city of Detroit. But even more important than the type of education students received was both religious order's emphasis on the total development of the student. That value-added component is expressed precisely in the second sentence of University of Detroit Mercy's current mission statement, which succinctly states, and I quote, "A UDM education seeks to integrate the intellectual, spiritual, ethical, and social development of our students," end quote. Because of those similar values, it seems only natural that a consolidation of these two well-known and respected institutions would occur one day. So in 1990, 113 years into the University of Detroit's history and 49 years into Mercy College of Detroit's history, they became the largest Catholic university in Michigan. 22 years later, as a jointly sponsored university of the Society of Jesus and Sisters of Mercy, the beginning words of UDM's mission statement, which reads, a Catholic university in the Jesuit and Mercy traditions, providing excellent student-centered undergraduate and graduate education in an urban context, confirm that the university has not strayed from the original missions of University of Detroit and Mercy College of Detroit. At this pivotal juncture in UDM's second century, the University of Detroit Mercy community has developed a strategic vision and plan that will assure its recognition as a great institution in this region and nationally for several decades. Yes, we are admittedly proud of UDM's number 23 ranking this year among regional universities in the Midwest in U.S. News and World Report's America's Best Colleges 2012. We're also proud of the academic success of our nearly 5,400 students, and even more excited about their extensive amounts of volunteer service in the 7 schools and colleges of architecture, business administration, dentistry, engineering and science, health professions, liberal arts and education, and law. And we celebrate the honor roll accomplishments of our student athletes in the classroom, on the field, and on the court in our 19 Division I sports in the same way that we celebrated the championship performances of the men's and women's basketball teams this season. But we also know that to stay ahead of our competition in higher education and be recognized as a great institution, UDM must have bold goals that will advance it first into the top 20 and then into the top 10 of all regional universities in the Midwest. To position the university properly for the next decade, members of the university community engaged in discussions about the university's future every week of this academic year. Under the leadership of the Shared Governance Strategic Planning Team, and with extraordinary involvement and input from UDM faculty, staff, students, alumni, and trustees, a draft of the plan was presented to the UDM Board of Trustees 2 weeks ago. The vision of the plan states, and I read it, the University of Detroit Mercy will be recognized for its excellence and distinguished by its graduates who lead, serve, and make a difference in their communities. And the team agreed on these 5 strategic goals to assure UDM's future excellence. 1, drive academic excellence. 2, increase enrollment, retention, and graduation of students. 3, heighten the distinction of the university. 4, create a culture that fosters effective management and strong financial health. And 5th, amplify the university's dynamic community engagement. Those goals are not only achievable, but we are confident that they can be exceeded. Under the first goal, drive academic and institutional excellence, we will ensure excellence in learning, teaching, scholarship, and assessment of academic outcomes, leverage our technology and innovation to enhance the excellence of all of our academic programs, develop a culture of exceptional service to our students, faculty, staff, and alumni, expand global awareness and perspectives on campus, and we will celebrate and broaden inclusive excellence. To achieve our second goal, increase enrollment, retention, and graduation of students, we will provide excellent learning experiences that students will value and remember, assure that our facilities are excellent on all 3 campuses so that vibrant learning, living, and working environments are available for our students, faculty, and staff. We will develop excellent programs to accommodate the diverse needs of communities of learners. We will foster the personal and professional growth and leadership development of our students, market learning experiences and programs to attract and retain talented students, and we will create a distinctive university student experience. Our third goal, heighten the distinction of the university, will be accomplished by strengthening the university's local, national, and international reputation, by living the Catholic, Mercy, Jesuit, and urban mission and identity, by celebrating the accomplishments and reputations of members of University of Detroit Mercy's community, by increasing alumni loyalty and involvement in the life of the university, and by capitalizing on the university's historic name, legacy, and image. To accomplish our fourth goal, create a culture that fosters effective management and strong financial health, we will focus on our internal operations, ensure excellence and consistency in university policies, procedures, standards, and processes, develop additional and varied revenue sources to keep the cost of a UDM education affordable, ensure that the university's management is evidence-based, data-driven, and results-oriented, allocate and reallocate resources effectively, achieve accountability through the comprehensive and annual assessment of administrative outcomes, advance the leadership skills and culture of the university community to enhance the decision-making and increase the level of giving from alumni and friends. And our fifth goal, amplify the university's dynamic community engagement, is the centerpiece of the Mercy and Jesuit sponsors' mission and commitment to service and social justice. With an already recognized reputation for our service to others, we will expand the number and type of experiences that are essential to students assuming leadership roles and providing service to others. We will accentuate the university's community leadership, service, and engagement, promote the university's knowledge, experts, and centers of excellence, lead in the strengthening and revitalization of the neighborhoods and communities surrounding this university, and be the university of choice for the community's future human resource needs. Those 5 strategic goals hold the key to our future, but promoting UDM's academic excellence and amplifying the university's community engagement are personally very important to me. With more than 100 undergraduate, graduate, and professional academic programs, we must promote and enhance them so that prospective students are aware of their national reputation and also accreditation. And at a time when the city of Detroit needs assistance from its local residents, businesses, and nonprofit organizations, University of Detroit Mercy is poised to continue and expand its service to the community by sharing more of the talent and expertise of our faculty, our staff, and our students. Through our 7 colleges and schools and numerous administrative divisions and departments, our UDM community is extraordinarily engaged throughout the city. From our School of Architecture's intensive work with local citizens, client groups, and the City of Detroit through the Detroit Collaborative Design Center, to the free services of our counseling clinic, the only no-cost mental health clinic in Southeast Michigan that serves nearly 300 clients annually, as well as our reduced-cost psychology clinic that serves 250 to 300 individuals, families, and couples every year. To the School of Dentistry's 2 main clinics and 4 outreach clinics that provide more than 14,000 patients each year with significantly reduced costs dental care. To the College of Health Professions, Macaulay Health Center Clinic on the east side that provides health services for nearly 2,800 patients every year. To our School of Law's 10 clinics that provide pro bono services for more than 2,100 clients, including indigent youths and adult citizens, veterans, immigrants, and local citizens needing legal representation, individuals facing mortgage foreclosure and consumer claims. And through our assistance to local schools, through UDM's Department of Education, and to youth interested in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics through the numerous enrichment classes offered during the school year on this campus and in the summer by our College of Engineering and Science. And also, income tax services and business plan development that are provided to local individuals and small business owners through our College of Business Administration. In addition to that short list of examples of community involvement in 7 schools and colleges, and trust me, there are more, our students are very engaged in personal volunteer service and in more than 75 service learning courses through UDM's Leadership Development Institute and the Office of University Ministry. They are involved with the Mercy Education Project, Jesus School, Campus Kitchen, alternative break trips, and even as I speak, our School of Law students are serving more than 100 homeless veterans at Southwest Solutions Veteran Stand Down through their project, UDM Salute. Our students' commitment to service is as strong as our Jesuit and Mercy-sponsored founders were 135 years ago and 72 years ago, respectively, when Detroit College and Mercy College of Detroit were begun. And it is a testament to the goals of our sponsors, whose primary goal was to educate young men and women who are intellectually, spiritually, ethically, and socially oriented. UDM's commitment to the city and the community is firm, and we will seek more ways to collaborate with schools, social service organizations, and of course, in our surrounding neighborhood here in the Corktown and Riverfront campuses. Our 3 campuses are in Detroit, Mr. Mayor, and we will remain in this city. To accomplish our strategic goals, external resources will be needed, and we have spent the last 7 months also working on the plans for a major comprehensive campaign. This campaign will be necessary to build on our endowment and support student scholarships and fellowships, faculty scholarship and research, renovations of existing facilities, and construction of additional campus buildings, such as Phase 1 of the Student Fitness Center that is nearing completion and is right outside. Financial support will also be needed for Phase 2 of the Student Fitness Center, which will include a pool, as well as new residence halls for current and future students. I am optimistic that our 83,000 alumni in every state and across the world will make a significant personal investment in their alma mater, whether it was called University of Detroit, Mercy College of Detroit, or University of Detroit. Mercy. The religious sponsors, the mission and values of these institutions are the same, and it is because of them that so many alumni and alumni have had successful careers and lifetimes of happiness. As I formally begin my tenure as the 25th president of University of Detroit Mercy, I leave you with these two images to express how I'm experiencing some of the same feelings that our founding sponsors did as they anxiously began their respective institutions. On a visit to Detroit with Sister Patricia Garvey, the first president of Mercy College, Sister Mary Justine Saberin, RSM, the first academic dean of the college, describes in her 1999 book, Risk and Hope, what the future Mercy College looked like on August 6, 1941, as laborers feverishly worked so that classes could begin on September 8th. Sister Saberin writes, and I quote, "My first view of the college was a sea of black mud, crisscrossed here and there by tracks of heavy machinery. Practically in the center was a very plain, cream-colored block building of 5 stories. Otherwise, there was not a speck of color, not even a green weed. A paved road led to the front door. As we opened the door, I gazed with consternation at the marble stacked on the lobby floor. Beyond the foyer, I could see the unfinished chapel. To the left, unfinished offices. Workmen were jostling each other, trying to meet the September 1st deadline. I turned to Sister Patricia," Sister Saberin writes, "and asked, 'Did you say we are opening our doors to college students on September 1st?' "No," replied Sister Patricia, apparently unalarmed. "I did not say it. Mother Carmelita said it, and I believe her." The first building for Mercy College of Detroit was ready on August 26th. The storyline was similar for the opening of University of Detroit in 1877. As Father Herman Muller, S.J., writes in the University of Detroit 1877 to 1977, a centennial history, and I quote, "On June 1st, the advanced group of Jesuits arrived in Detroit, excited and eager for their new undertaking, ready for instant work. Realizing that their residence would be needed, in quotes, for college purposes, they purchased the Trowbridge Mansion on 362 Jefferson Avenue, and I quote, at the very reasonable cost of $21,500. They developed a curriculum, and they increased the faculty size from 4 to 9 Jesuits. Within 3 months, on September 3rd, 1877, the first 60 students reported for class. Today, I share the same excitement, eagerness, and urgency that the Jesuits and Sisters of Mercy felt when they began University of Detroit and Mercy College of Detroit. Mr. Lewis and University of Detroit Mercy trustees, thank you for the privilege to lead this great institution. We have much work to do and even more to accomplish in the next few years. Thank you very much.